soon. We're live.
Bam. We're
All
live.
right. Cool. That's right. I just jump right into it. All right.
Don't mess around here.
I've got ghosts to talk about. All right. How are you doing?
Doing good. It's been a good Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just getting some
Have a
coloring
good,
done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw it. I think you posted that on X, right? You're working on the well
Yeah. I also posted it on Facebook. But yeah.
on Facebook. Okay, cool. Very nice. You have a good spooky season so far?
So far it's one of those things where it's like life keeps you busy, so it's hard to slow down and actually enjoy and take in, absorb the season.
Yeah.
But weekends are good for that. Today I've got a warm mug. My
Hey.
Alexis is barely awake. I don't feel that way. I feel awake. I'm ready to go.
Ready to
Of
go.
Jack O' Lantern Coffee, which is
Oh,
they're not a sponsor, but Bones Coffee, Jack O' Lantern,
they
good
can be,
stuff.
though, if they want to.
If they
I'm not
want
going to
to, I
stand in
wouldn't
their way.
stop them. Yeah, if they want to send me a lifetime supply of their coffee, I'd be okay with that.
Any way they want to support us with coffee or money,
Yeah,
I'm not going
preferably
to tell
coffee.
them what to do.
Right? Yeah. No.
That's good. All right.
How about you? How have you
So
been?
I've been pretty good. Had my birthday last weekend. I did some nice. We've been trying to watch like a scary movie or a horror movie or spooky movie at least every day for October. Hasn't gone great. We've missed a lot of days. We're very behind on our list.
Yeah.
So Amanda picked like 15 movies. I picked like 15 movies. We started early. Like we started like a week before October started because we're like, oh, we're going to be gone a few days for like OathCon and all this other stuff. So maybe this will help us like stay on track. We're still probably like 5 days behind, which is not terrible, but not ideal. Um, so yeah. So what did we watch yesterday? I think we watched Van Helsing yesterday, which is she likes it. She likes that movie, but it's not bad. It's not as bad as I remember it being. And I think you're frozen. Oh,
And we're back.
All right.
Yeah, the ghosts are already messing with us.
My God.
So you were saying it was your birthday. You're trying to watch movies.
Trying to watch movies.
Yeah.
Watched Van Helsing yesterday.
Good. Interesting monsters. Terrible Frankenstein monster. That's like the worst version I've ever seen.
It was a very annoying version of the Frankenstein monster. It was an interesting concept for a movie.
Yeah.
All of the Universal monsters, well, not all of them, but like some of the big ones come together, kind of an Avengers style crossover of concepts, I guess. But yeah, and then there's Kate Beckinsale. That's all right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with Kate Beckinsale. Nothing wrong with Hugh Jackman either. I forgot how young he was in that movie.
Yeah, in that movie, I remember when that trailer first aired. I forgot what movie I was going to watch, but that trailer came on, and the first shot of him with his cloak and the hat, I thought, oh my gosh, they're making a what's the name of that character from
Solomon Kane?
Yeah, Solomon Kane movie. And I was like, oh, that's gonna be awesome. And Hugh Jackman would be a great Solomon Kane.
Yeah.
Well, would have made a good Solomon Kane. We do like an old man Solomon Kane. Yeah.
Did you ever see the Solomon Kane movie they actually did make?
Yeah, with James Purefoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. Actually had the DVD.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
I watched it. I don't remember if I liked it or not. It's been a long time. I think
it was okay for what it was. It was definitely low budget.
Well, yeah. It was a good old try.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was entertaining.
Yeah. Well, today on Tinfoil Skies, we're talking about ghosts. We're talking about spooky stuff because it's spooky season and we thrive in the fall weather. And not just because I'm a heavy man and I like the cool weather. It's easier on my utility budget.
Yes.
So for my birthday last weekend, one of the things that me and Amanda did was we took a ghost tour of the city we live in, Bryan, Texas. We went to downtown Bryan, and we took a tour. It was like an hour and a half tour, something like that. 8 o'clock at night. The mood was like perfect for it. The weather was great for it. It was nice and cool, nice breeze flowing. I didn't realize that like downtown Bryan, what they would do is they kind of like shut down like a couple of blocks, a few blocks from traffic, and they had like vendors out. They have people just kind of walking around. They have like some food trucks and stuff. A lot of the like bars and other like diners and stuff are open, so people are just kind of walking around. They had live music down at the Palace Theater, which is like on a corner street. People are kind of just like wandering by. It's a very interesting, cool vibe that they have going on that night. That felt really nice to just kind of take a tour of downtown Bryan with all these people hanging out. And let's see. First thing I'm gonna do, very short ghost story, but I will show you guys something that we saw there. Yes, share. Boom. All right.
Nice.
Can you see that? All right. So this is the Palace Theater, pre 1980 something. I don't know what year this is actually supposed to be, but the Palace Theater looks very different now. So Palace Theater, like I said, it's on the corner of one of the streets downtown Bryan. But the story goes that after business kind of dried up, they kind of condemned the building, and no one was going in there. It's obviously closed for business. Sometime in the 80s, there's a maintenance man in there working, doing maintenance man stuff, the story goes.
As they often do.
As they want to do. So he's in there, but he's the only one in there because there's nothing going on in here. It's not like a whole lot of work. It's a condemned building. So he's really just going in there for the sake of checking stuff. He's in the main hall of the theater, right? Like the stage area, well, not the stage area, but like the seating area, it sounds like, is where he's at. He's in there checking stuff. And then he hears a very loud, audible shouting voice that says, "Get out." And it screams at him. So he freaks out, doesn't hesitate. He takes the advice. He heads out the door. He runs out, right? Within the next hour or so, the story goes, or the next 20 minutes or something like that. It's very quick after that. Not instant, but quick. The building just collapses. So the only thing that's remaining is this right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but
Yeah.
like the facade. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that's remaining. Everything else crumbles down. So that ghost ends up saving his life. So now this is what the Palace Theater looks like.
Oh, nice.
They kind of really just are able to save the marquee, and it looks like a few of the foundational areas of the facade. But now it's completely open. They didn't bother rebuilding the top part of it. And so now it's just like an open venue. Back here is wherever you have your bands playing. People are sitting up here with either food or drinks or whatever. And it kind of continues. I don't know if there's a picture where it kind of continues off to the side, but like the open seating area is just like covered by some trees. There's some open seating, like almost like a parking lot area. And there's a big screen, like almost like a drive-in movie screen where they're projecting whoever's playing over here. So if you don't want to sit over here, but you don't want to miss what the show is, you can see it off to the side. It's a really cool little area. Yeah, you can kind of see it kind of continues on this way. Got a little train over here. But yeah, so that was a little ghost story that they told. It was one of the many ghost stories they told us about downtown Bryan.
I like the architecture of that little town, little area.
Yeah, it's super cool. A lot of German influence too. Like I wasn't able to take any pictures because it was so dark that night, but yeah, it just feels like an old little town. But like I said, with all of the vendors and the people walking around, it just felt like a little festival. Is really what the vibe that I got from that. This is the Queen Hotel, I think it is, or the Queen Theater. I'm not really sure what it was, but it looks like a theater. I'm gonna look at a little marquee up there. But that's actually still open and running at night. At all of the city or all of the building tops are dark. That one right there, the crown lights up, so that's really like your marker for like the center of your downtown area. Is that there's a little crown glowing up there. Yeah, it's really nice. But anyway, yeah. So that was one of the little stories that I heard. Stop sharing screen real quick.
Cool. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah. So that's a ghost story I wanted to bring to the show. But Brian itself has some spooky stuff that happens that aren't. I don't know. They're not ghosts, but I do want to bring this up because it happened in Brian, and I like this little. I don't know what you would call it, incident that happened in Brian. So let me find a. Got to jump around a little bit here. And I definitely have to make sure I'm able to share sound.
Okay.
So let's see here. Okay, that's working. Present. Share screen. Okay, audio says it's sharing, so.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know. Okay. Let's see that. Right. Okay. Tell me if you can hear his voice.
Weird sound.
Yeah.
Distance.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. What is that?
You hear that?
Yeah, the screams.
It's coming from up in the sky in that direction. And it's so loud, it sounds like screaming. And then it sounds like war cries like right now. It's coming from up there. See that thing in the sky?
Ooh, what was that?
Flashes?
Yeah.
What is that?
So they suggest it might be a dragon, but I don't know what that is.
There's this
but that
weird...
scream is very creepy. I heard that a few years ago, and I was like, "That's where." Because at the time, obviously wasn't married yet, but like, I think it's pretty close to where Amanda lived, and I was like, "You better watch out for those storms."
Not for those screaming clouds.
And then eventually, she did tell me like, "Oh, I'm moving to Bryan because I work for Text out there." And I was like, "Oh." Be real careful where those storms are rolling. So that's one video, and I thought, okay, that's really cool, but it'd be cool to get like a little bit of corroboration there. Well, this is the kind of the same video. Let's get it a little bit better.
It's like a scream. It's so freaking loud, and it's coming from up in the air, like up there.
I guess they're hearing it in California too.
Wow.
Yeah. Different part of Texas, or at least Bryan.
So loud. What the heck? I think they're letting off something.
Almost sounds a little bit like a bird or something, like that little bit of a flutter at the end of it.
What was that?
It's not like their car is buffering or something.
The Jetsons like vehicle flying away.
Little land speeder.
Yeah.
No hay nadie abajo.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. But yeah, so I couldn't find like a much better version of it, but
yeah,
there were a few different videos of people all around Bryan, Texas, like filming the storm, and in the distance you can kind of see it. That thing kind of floating in the center of it.
Yeah,
there was a video, and I couldn't find it. I had seen this like a couple of years ago, where the lightning's going off, but it's weird because it almost looks like it's emanating in like a circle. It doesn't look like lightning kind of like shooting out. It's almost like a circle kind of glowing and growing.
Wow.
But yeah, couldn't find that one. It's probably been too long and it's somewhere else by now. But yeah.
Check out Adam's comment though. He's right. That does sound like an Aztec death whistle.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, how do I look at the comments? I haven't done this in so long.
On the top right, click on comments and then you can click on it and it'll pull it up.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Yes, death whistle. The last part, too much of a abrupt end of it. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you're right, bud. Let me show your comment. I can do that. I forgot.
That's right.
Everyone can see what you said. All right. Sounds very similar to an Aztec death whistle, but the last part is too much of an abrupt end for it to be that. That's what doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it very well could be like a ceremony or something that's happening during a storm. I would hope that it's nothing, like some creature flying around up there screaming at people. But yeah.
It's a flying dog afraid of the lightning. It's just screaming every time there's a flash.
It doesn't know how to land.
Yeah.
All right. Let me stop this.
It's that creature from Neverending Story.
Falcor. Poor Falcor. All right.
Yeah, dude, that was creepy. You know what else that reminds me of? It also reminds me of the trumpet sounds that were heard like over Alaska.
Yes, yeah. It was heard a couple of different places, right? Like not just Alaska, but
right, yeah. But everybody blamed harp, because that's out there, in Alaska.
Yeah. Adam. Either way, if it's a ceremony type thing, it makes me think of a death cult going on there.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know. It isn't. I hope it isn't. But my God, yeah, I don't know.
Death cults out there, Brian.
Yeah, maybe.
Apparently,
yeah. There's something out here. There's dogmen out here. So
nice.
Maybe they're part of a death cult. They're always up to no good. Those dogmen. All right. So, but that's Brian. That's just kind of in general. I wanted to bring something kind of creepy besides the ghost videos that we're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
But that's my home now. All right. So now I'm going to show a few videos, kind of get your thoughts on some stuff, and share my screen again.
Okay.
There we go. That's layout, Justin. That's not. I'm falling apart here. All right. Audio. There. All right. So I don't speak fluent Spanish at all, but I'm pretty sure there's some curse words in this. So heads up.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs for the more sensitive viewers.
En español.
Earmuffs.
¿Qué pasó, güey? Oh, güey, mira. Ahí va saliendo. What the? Mira.
A man quickly takes out his phone to record this exact spot shown on screen, where apparently something very strange happened.
Someone was walking by, bro, and they just disappeared when they got by the tree.
Someone or something had disappeared right in front of him, and he knows this for a fact, as he wasn't the only person to have seen this. Just like him, the man crossing the road had seen the figure vanish on the sidewalk. Having no other way of showing what just happened, the man continues to record in the hopes that it reappears. But as he films, this happens.
And she just disappeared in the sidewalk. What the fuck? I know you guys didn't believe me, but somebody walking by. ¿Qué pasó, güey? Oh, güey, mira. Ahí va saliendo. What the? Mira. What the hell? Salió de la. What the? What is that? ¿Qué es eso, güey?
So, ghost dog, I don't know what that is. Something
Yeah, I
that
think
can walk on all fours or something. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's Forrest Whitaker.
It could be. It's too far for me to tell.
You have to look at its eyes. That's how you tell if it's Forrest Whitaker or not. Ghost dog.
Ahí va saliendo.
Yeah, that is creepy. Like it does look like it's walking on all fours and kind of smallish.
Yeah.
Or
But the way
it
it's walking,
it almost looks like it's lurching forward a little bit.
exactly. Yeah. Like there's something about like the hind legs, like it's keeping it low, and it's like not any animal I know of that walks like that. At least not a healthy one. But like the way it's so like translucent. It's not quite.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
like a
quite
shadow.
solid. Mm-hmm.
It looks like a shadow being cast on that wall.
Yeah. And so the reason I kind of put this into like our ghost category is, where do you draw the line between what a ghost is and like a shadow creature or a shadow person? You know,
Or are they all the same thing?
are they all the same thing? Just some of them are, more solid than others, or something.
Yeah, like I've heard lots of stories about like orbs, ghosts, Bigfoot all being seen in the same area. And makes you think, yeah, it's all this stuff is connected.
Yeah. Yeah. All I know is I wouldn't have walked over there if I saw somebody like disappear into the sidewalk. Like, nah, that's okay. I probably saw what I saw, but even if I didn't, I'm not gonna risk it.
Yeah.
What the?
Wait, just kind of walks that way.
What the
It's so
hell?
unnatural. But it sounds a little bit like a dog.
What the?
Like over here at the end.
What is that? ¿Qué es eso, güey?
Lowers its back. Yeah. Weird.
Sits down like a good boy. Yeah.
Like it's waiting for something. Gross.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. All right, let's go to the next video. Got lined up here. Yeah, this was very quick, but to watch it again, I wish it wouldn't be huge.
Big old,
right there,
yeah,
like right in the center, and the video is like so tiny as it is. It's hard to make it out. But a person shape walks through here, fades through the fence, and supposedly, or it looks like, kind of keeps walking through there. All the way back to the
yeah, that's really brief, huh?
It's very brief, but that's kind of what like adds to it for me, is like it's not like very long and drawn out. It doesn't do anything like particularly, spooky,
Fantastic,
or overly creepy. It's just this sort of almost like a stone tape or something. Like it's not trying to interact with the world around it. And in fact, it doesn't seem like it can. It just passes through the fence like it's not there or didn't exist in its time.
Yeah. Can you pause it like right when it's coming out in the beginning?
Yeah. Let me go back here. Oh, it's going to have to be all the way to the beginning. Okay. Yeah, the pause function takes a little bit on this one. Like that seems to be
like they hit play and pause right at the same time.
Try to move it, but it's definitely a human shape. Like there's a head.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's solid enough to pass through this light and like give you a little eclipse.
Right.
But nothing else matters to it. It's almost as if it, like, that wouldn't make any sense though, like physically. It's so weird. But it's solid enough to block out light, but it's not solid enough to,
you stop by the fence.
Open the fence. Yeah.
Right. Ain't got time for fences. I got places to be.
Wouldn't that make you faster to everything?
Yeah,
Just phase
definitely.
through it all. And beware is in big bold letters there. So
Yeah, that must have been during like Halloween or near there.
yeah. Or they're just warning you about the ghost that lives there all year long.
Maybe.
Hey, there's a ghost, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, I saw that one. Also very creepy.
Yeah.
But again, if you look at that, it looks like it has color, though. It doesn't look like a shadow person. You know, if you're watching like the first like 1.5 seconds of this, that's just a person leaving their house.
Right.
That's not anything spectacular. But yeah, the second they pass through that play button, they fade through that fence. I don't know. Very creepy.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost looks like it's like at certain points it looks like it has hair, and at other points it looks like it's bald.
Yeah, the closer it is, I think over here to this side, it looks like an old lady to me. Like it's got like glasses or something.
Yeah.
There's something shiny about the face right there. But yeah, it almost looks like it does have hair or something. And then the further away you get, it almost looks like it becomes male. Like right there, it looks bald.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Spooky.
very obvious steps. It's not floating, it's just walking.
Yeah.
And then it's gone. Ugh. Spooky stuff. What are your thoughts on stone tape or spirit loop? I think is another one you said before.
Yeah, I don't know, because it's one of those things where we don't want to believe in spirits, so maybe we think of stone tape theory as being a valid point. And maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how time works. We see it as very lineal, but I mean, it could be circular. So I don't know. And then there's also the theory that it could be like alternate dimensions, and people are kind of bleeding through.
Yeah, maybe alternate timelines. That's why you see people that you know, or
Right.
they're familiar to you somehow because geographically they're very close to you. It's just that veil between this timeline and the next timeline or dimension or reality, however you want to call it, is very thin.
Yeah. And for the people out there who don't know what stone tape theory is, it's this idea that an event or something is recorded on Earth. I'm not sure by what means exactly. I don't know the science behind the theory, whether it's like electromagnetic or what, but just somehow it's recorded on Earth, and so every once in a while it'll play back like a tape.
Yeah. There's is there like any kind of scientific evidence that something similar to that does happen, that you can like repeat that test over and over again?
I don't know. Really don't. Have to look into it.
Yeah, I've been seeing a couple of people talk about stone tape theory, and their idea is that it actually takes stone, like physical stone, in order to do it, which I think is a little bit too literal of a translation of the term or interpretation of the term, and it feels like it could just be space or geographical area. Adam's got something to say. Sometimes I wonder if our bodies are so bonded to this dimension that when we die, some of the memory of it stays and mimics what has been done in this world. As far as bonding of chemical, yeah, that's possible. That's something that in situations like this where it's like, stone tape or spirit loop or like a non interacting spirit, right? Like it doesn't react to you. There's no way you can get its attention. and it's just kind of going through a certain motion. I do kind of think of like a phantom pain situation where it's just like this sort of ingrained intent or repetitive action that this person did, and it's their some kind of residue or this essence that kind of repeats that pattern sometimes. You know, if you're looking for something outside of the idea of a spirit or outside of the idea of something like that, you know, that's kind of what I would go to. Is there's something about our chemical electrical brain signals that are, you know, traveling outside of the body. Maybe, you know, once we're done, we inhabit that space with that action.
Right. And if you want to go woo woo with it,
Yeah,
I would throw this out there as another concept. Again, we don't know for sure what's going on. These are just
sure.
theories and ideas. But because you know, we talked about the science behind it, like possibly stone tape theory, spirit looping.
Yeah.
But so you go to the woo side, like what if it's an entity watching people do the same thing over and it starts to mimic what these people are doing. And once they passed on, the person has passed on, these spirits kind of take that place, mimic what those people would do.
They're learning how to be more human.
Right. Or you know, they crave a body, they want to be in a body, they want to be on this plane. And they just, I don't know, they just act it out.
Yeah. That's
just a theory. Just
absolutely. Yeah. No, but that would be an interesting thought of like that kind of gives them
exactly, like,
you know,
they crave being 3D, like they want to be here on this plane.
Yeah, it gives them a motive or at least some kind of intention behind what they do or why they do it.
Right.
Yeah, maybe that's a really interesting idea. I like that. A good story.
Right.
And so much of this is just like that's where it kind of comes from. Is like, you know, well, that would be a cool story. Like we don't really get scared from these things. You don't freak you out so much, but like they do inspire these like creative ideas of like having to figure out or put together a puzzle, and you know the possible answers to this puzzle give you really interesting ideas, and you get really cool stories out of them sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't think I said hi. Hi, Adam. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks, Adam. We appreciate you.
Strange. That's right. All right. So
Adam's. Let me just give him a shout out real quick too. Adam's an awesome artist. You should check out his stuff. He has a Facebook page, right?
Yes, he has a Facebook page, and I think he has an Instagram. I don't know if he still has it or not. I haven't been on Instagram in a while, so. But yeah, anywhere you can find Saint Strange stuff or Adam Guerra, the artist, definitely check it out. He does a lot of collage work. I know he's got a show happening pretty soon in Lubbock. So if you guys are in Lubbock, Texas, check it out. Look up Saint Strange and L.A. Williams. I think it's a joint art show that he's doing. So
nice.
Kudos, man. Like he does some really cool stuff, really creepy stuff. I like looking at his work, and it creeps me out a little bit, but in a good way. Like I like looking at that. All right. Next one. You hear it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You see that? Okay. I have to go back over here. So you hear screams. And then you saw it over here. It's just her sitting alone in this car. She hears all
Right.
those screams. She's scanning around, and then she pans back. There's someone sitting next to her.
Ooh. The girl from the
Can't
ring.
really, yeah, maybe. I can't really tell if that's like just hair over the face or if there's supposed to be something there. But again,
Yeah.
it looks like almost translucent or something like that. Like it's not really there, but it's sort
Right.
of an image, a shadow image. And again, screaming, something creepy,
Yeah.
just trying to intimidate or just constantly looping pain or horror or something.
Right.
Hmm. Creepy stuff. I think this was in Mexico. I could be wrong. Yeah, it is Mexico. All right. But yeah, I don't know if this is like 100% the case, but I certainly feel like you get more ghosts or more hauntings. You get more stuff the closer you get to the south. You get more spiritual stuff. Like maybe, I don't know about cryptid necessarily or like physical things, but you certainly get more like witchcraft stuff. You get more spirit stuff the closer you get to Mexico.
Yeah.
All right. Next video. Sensitive content. Well, watch it. We'll be fine.
All right.
Now, I don't know if that's a ghost or not. Supposedly,
Could just be a
does
headless woman
not
running around. Yeah.
have a head, right? It happens.
Sometimes.
But either way, if you see somebody running along the street like that close to the street, like they seem to be like right on the edge of the road, that's creepy as heck.
Well, then she got what she deserved. She should not have been running so close to the road.
That's what you get.
That's what you get. Headless.
But yeah, that dress almost looks like, I don't know.
Looks old, doesn't it? Like
It looks old, like 1700 or something.
17, 1600s. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like those dresses you would wear like out in the country farms and stuff like that.
Yeah. Play it back again.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? It's kind of an uncanny valley type thing. It looks like her knees are where her shins are.
Huh. A little bit, yeah. It almost looks like they're
Yeah.
wonky. Yeah.
Looks like they're bending like way too low than where they should be bending at.
It could just be like the way the dress is kind of folding around her leg or something.
Yeah. Yeah, she does, Adam. That's weird. She does have her arms completely open.
Yeah.
Just wide open like that.
Just wide open, like she's kind of running to embrace something, or she's just running free and wild and crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Super creepy. I don't know what I would do if I'm driving in the middle of the night and I see that, thing just galloping along. But it certainly, I don't know. I don't know where this is. It could be a ghost. It could be somebody with like a sack over their head, or so, playing some kind of weird joke.
Right.
You never really know with this stuff, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards actual ghosts, because you do that. Let's say you did put like a sack over your head or something like that. You're running that close on the shoulder. It looks even more on the street than on the shoulder. You're gonna get hit. You know, you're gonna run the risk of not seeing oncoming traffic.
Right.
You're gonna get clipped, at some point. And looks like a highway. Like nobody. This isn't like a street corner or anything.
Right.
This isn't
Yeah.
a residential area. Yeah. I don't
That'd
know.
be a safe place to be pulling off a prank like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, to what end? Also, like, hoping somebody has a dash cam, and then you get to watch it later. But ugh, that doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't know. Skeptics will say what they say.
Yeah.
Who do you think? Ghost? Not ghost.
Ghost.
Verified. All right. Let's see here.
No question about it.
Oh yeah. So we've seen this one. I showed this one to you before, and they got this.
Yeah.
I saw this on Belief Hole. They did a live stream. They showed this one. I had never seen anything so ridiculous. Like, we talk about like stone tape theory, and up to this point, we have seen things that are just kind of existing outside of communicating with us back and forth. This kind of goes beyond communication. But, let's take a look at what happens here.
Can you bigify that at all or no?
I cannot bigify this. I don't know if they'll play it again. They won't.
No.
So it'll just loop. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. See, this guy was standing over here. He decides to walk into the house. Seems to be some kind of altercation. They're yelling at each other. Can't quite make out the language or what they're saying. It's in English. But watch this area right here. Something swings out around and just
knocks him out.
bodies this dude. Yeah. His friends come over here to check on him. But if you look at the dog ran over here. So this guy's already a ragdoll on the ground. That dog saw something over there, or sensed something over there, and worked his way back.
Yeah.
Listen to the sound too.
Bam.
And like, that's an instant knockout. Like, that
Yeah.
guy is not like rigid. He's not like fighting anything. He is gone. He's out.
Yeah.
It's
KO.
done. That is a Mike Tyson ghost if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, these ghosts, these spirits. Now, this is more of an orb, obviously. This is not what you would call, maybe an apparition or a ghost. But again, like, where do you draw the line of, this thing that doesn't really exist in your realm or your reality 100% of the time? It just kind of pops in and out, and it can obviously manipulate our reality, our world, at least for a moment.
Right. Yeah. It can make contact with the physical realm. And again, it's another example of where it's an orb that flies into the screen.
Yeah.
And does this. And so it's like, okay, orbs, ghosts, are they related? Is it all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could all be connected. There's nothing saying it can't be connected. Nothing saying it definitely is, but they sure do like to hang out together.
Right. And I only say that because a lot of times we like to compartmentalize everything.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, aliens are in this little box, Bigfoot's in this box, ghosts are in this little box, orbs are in this little box.
Right.
Yeah, so we see it all as separate.
And never shall they meet, because they all have to be different things. And they all have to have, very often you see they have to be
They
this
can't
one.
touch.
None of the other things can be true if this one is true, or whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah. And it could all be true.
it could all be true, or some varying degree of true. They could all kind of coexist somehow.
Yeah.
But
This also.
I saw that.
I was gonna say this also reminds me of that one urban explorer guy that we talked about,
Yeah,
where he's exploring and the ghost knocks him out too. He's like out cold for like 3 or 4 minutes.
like 10 minutes. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah.
Actually, I should have looked for that one too, because I think that one you actually see something kind of like swoop in and hit him. Like it doesn't block out the light, but you do see some kind of like light refraction or something as he gets like, driven to the ground.
Yeah. I'll try and find it.
Okay, cool. All right. But yeah, I saw this video on that live stream. I couldn't stop laughing at first, but like the more I watched it, I was like, that is really funny that like somebody gets ragdolled that way. I've never seen anyone get knocked out like that by a human, but to see it happen to somebody because of an orb, or supposedly because of an orb. And I don't know what that thing is back there, if that's even significant to what we're looking at, but let me see if I can find what happens, because it happens very fast. Ooh. Right there. I don't know what that is. It's like a generator or like a dartboard or something.
Yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to make out what that is. It almost looks
I
like a little water tank or something back there. Like, I don't know.
It could be. Yeah, it could be attached to the back of this car, or it could just be, incidentally sitting there for now. But yeah, that's one thing I don't love about TikTok is like you get some cool videos because everyone's just constantly uploading whatever, but it's kind of confining to this little little screen here because it prefers to be read on a phone. But yeah, creepy stuff. All right, let's head over to the next one. All right, so this one, she's going to start screaming, by the way, so, watch your volume.
Okay.
But the problem with that is you're going to have to listen to right before she starts screaming. There's no visual apparition here. It's all audio.
Huh.
All right. So there's a whisper, a loud whisper that says, "Get out." Let's put that here.
Oh, okay. I heard it.
Yeah. So
I think it was a dog.
It could have been. Look at this guy. I don't trust him. Yeah. He looks too happy about it.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was interesting. The dog doesn't look anywhere else where that could have come from. He's just watching her. Like, what are you freaking out about? What are we doing? Yeah. And she goes in and closes the door. He's like, I'm still out here. But no, I thought that was a little bit spooky.
Yeah, definitely.
She doesn't even let it finish saying whatever it is that it's saying is get out. It's just the instant something says something, or she like freaks out, turns around, and she runs inside. But yeah, I watched this a couple of times. I couldn't see anything that it might have been. Obviously you see like little like orbs, but probably bugs. Yes, actually, good call, Adam. This over here does move, but I didn't see any shadows. Let's see. The sheet move as well. So right there, yeah. Just a little bit of a breeze. But the dog's just fine. So yeah, you see the sheets move a little bit, almost as if something wished by it or something like that. But it's not all of the sheets, because I don't think those back there move. That's slow. That's not moving. It's whatever's closest to it. and he's kind of bummed out that he doesn't get to play anymore. But yeah, so audible spirits as well.
Yeah.
That
Disembodied
to me,
voices.
disembodied voices. That to me is like it's never good. Like it's never. That's kind of I guess the other side of the spectrum is something you don't see but only interacts with you, or it's really only there to freak you out or to spook you. Um, that's one of those things that I don't know. If I ever heard it or felt it again, I'm out of there. I'm not hanging out. I'm not checking to see what it is.
Right.
I'd like to think I'm a brave man, but no. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna get out of there. All right, and let me see. You sharing your screen already?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you pull it up that video?
I did pull it. Yeah, I got pulled up already.
Okay, cool. I'll add you to the stage. Let me stop sharing real quick. All right, you want to set this up a little bit?
Yeah, so this is an urban explorer, and he's not into like ghost hunting, nothing paranormal like that. He just likes finding like abandoned buildings and going and checking them out, and that's what his YouTube channel is all about. But he comes across this place, and I guess it freaks him out the first time he goes. Some strange things happen. I haven't seen the first one. I've only seen this one. This is the one where there's like the most activity takes place. And so he comes back and he has a few interactions with something in there. So that's the setup. Let me know if you can hear it.
Yes, I can hear it.
It's probably not a good idea to be back here after what happened last time. I got the same setup, the same IR camera set up, and
That's him?
Yeah.
See if I can catch anything else.
I did not know he was that built.
Wish me luck.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's a big dude. Like I thought he was a big dude, but I didn't know it was like muscle. I thought he was just kind of like a stocky dude.
That's Cleveland for you. Nothing but sirens all day, all night. I'm back. And this is probably a very bad idea. I got my IR camera set up downstairs, just like last time.
Of course, commercials.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna speed through some of this because it is like a half-hour video.
Oh yeah, sure.
And
okay.
And so yeah, we don't have to watch all of it. Let's wait for this to finish. There we go. I'm gonna trust the audience because you see these peaks here. That's usually where people come in and rewatch spots. So that's usually a good indication of where to go. Yeah. So here we go.
Bones are still there. It's nasty. What the hell? What the hell is that? Oh, something. Holy shit. Holy shit. I know y'all heard that.
So in the bottom right hand corner, that other camera view that you have there, that's his IR camera, his infrared camera. So he's got that set up in place. He captures some cool stuff. Here we go.
scared the shit out of me. I do have my gun just in case. It might have been an animal. Holy shit. I think the grate is over here. Yo, that scared the fuck out of me. And I would chalk it up to an animal, but not after what happened last time. I don't know. There's the grate. This big ass box just fell on this grate. Maybe it fell from up there. Oh my God, my heart's racing. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put the IR camera up here while I explore. That'd be a good idea. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I got the IR camera set up at the top floor. Yeah, those gotta be raccoons. I can hear them up there.
Ghost raccoons. I didn't catch that before. You hear something before it happens, yeah.
Yeah, this is someone's voice. I'll replay it again.
Dang.
Yeah, at that point he's knocked out. So if I'll play it one more time just in case you missed it. But pay attention to the IR camera, the bottom right hand corner. He just gets thrown back.
Mm-hmm. And he's a big dude. We just saw him at the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
There's no way something you don't see knocks him out like that.
Oh, fuck. Oh my God. What the fuck just happened?
Yep.
Of course.
Of course.
All right. Skip that. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah. That's creepy. It's scary that it knocks him out. That's the part. And like we just saw over here with the other guy, is like he gets knocked out as well.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he doesn't look like he's that hard to knock out. He's a very thin dude, but these things don't seem to care. It doesn't seem to matter to them how much you weigh, how big you are. If they want to take you out, they just take you out.
Right. Also, that first guy, like he flew back head first into that car.
Yeah.
And fell off that concrete slab. So, like you could say, well, maybe that's what knocked him out, not really the ghost thing, but yeah,
maybe. But
interesting. But this one,
yeah.
like no doubt, like it was just him.
Yeah. I mean, and he looks like he's like that. The way he moves, you can see he weighs something. Like the way his body has to kind of like jive with the force that's pushing him off. It just looks like he's, there's some force behind whatever it is that's shoving him off. But there's not like a point of push or a point of pull either. He just kind of shifts off of it and then falls and he's out.
Yeah.
Man. Creepy stuff. All right. I've got like a couple of more to share.
Okay.
And then call it a. Oh, I see Adam's commenting. I will be there in a minute, sir. Adam. I've had one instance when something ghost-like had grabbed my ankle after I spotted it in an old house. I just never would have thought it would be able to knock people out. Yeah, man. I honestly, before seeing these videos and looking into some of this stuff, I wouldn't have guessed that there's, that much force or power behind them. But yeah.
Yeah, like my ghost story that I've told before. I was sitting in a wheelchair and this thing grabbed the wheelchair, turned it, and started rolling me towards the mirror. So it definitely like physical
interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Gross.
Ew.
Dead person. Ugh. Or demon. Ugh.
Ghost demon. You disgust me.
All right. So this is a little bit of a longer one. It's 2 minutes, but it's a news story about a family that saw a ghost on their nanny cam. I think some people have probably seen this already, but just for the sake of covering it, covered by a news source, so it gives it a little bit more
legitimacy.
Yeah, but we'll watch this. Oh, I put it on.
Family in Highland, Michigan believes their house is actually haunted and thinks something is harming their little girl. 7 Action News reporter Alan Campbell went to the home to see for himself.
It happened here in this room as 15-month-old Lily was inside her bed. Caught on camera, something walks in front of her crib, catching Lily's attention. Whatever it is, the family says it needs to go.
Step away for a minute.
Something that we don't.
It's an image Heather and Josh say is haunting their home.
It was chilling. It was literally a chill down your spine, like that what if factor. Like, is this what I just saw?
Caught on the couple's nanny cam video a few weeks ago, what appears to be something moving in front of the baby crib.
I freaked out. I stopped what I was doing and I ran upstairs and I grabbed my daughter.
Heather says this so-called ghost scratched her daughter Lily and attacked her too.
It scares us that it could do something else. I mean, there was even a morning that I woke up and I had felt like something was around like someone's hands were around my neck.
A team of paranormal investigators came in and tried answering some of the couple's questions and concerns. Josh's father, Jim, says it may be someone who lived in this house before.
The story that I was told was the gentleman that lived here originally committed suicide, apparently, by jumping out this window. Which is, of course, one full story down.
The couple says they don't know why this so-called ghost is targeting them, but say they don't want any part of it.
It's not physically just going after her. It feels like it's going after myself, too.
I couldn't get an explanation out of it. you know. So it's freaky, is what it is.
For now, Heather and Josh say they will stay inside this place with Lily until they're able to save up enough money and move out. Reporting in Highland Township, I'm Alan Campbell, 7 Action News.
What is it?
So that's a story about obviously a ghost caught on a nanny cam. Really creepy stuff. Scary that it's around a child, little girl.
So what you're saying is ghosts make terrible nannies.
Not the best ones, I would say. They couldn't even take care of themselves. They died. But anyway, yeah. So a more famous one, but again, kind of wanted to bring it in to talk about ghosts, since we're on the subject, at least.
Right.
In this next video, a grandmother is celebrating her birthday while being surrounded by friends and family, all of as everyone collectively sings, a shadow-like figure bolts behind the grandma. In a swift motion, the figure is gone. It rushes over at full speed, but not so fast that we can't discern what this was. As viewers have noted, it kinda looks like a child, or a girl to be exact, who's running at an inhuman speed. Perhaps it was running so fast that no one had noticed it except the camera. Now this video becomes a whole lot creepier when reading the description it came with. As it states, the grandmother in this footage had a daughter who unfortunately passed away many years ago. When she was alive, she would often run around the house while playing with her older sibling. It's for this reason that she believes that this was her spirit. But as always, you be the judge on what was captured. Was a ghost caught on camera, or had something else been caught?
So that one's pretty creepy. That one's really weird, but I kind of added that one as well because when we were doing our our ghost tour of downtown Bryan, we went by a music shop. The store owner and his employee were there one morning. They are opening up shop. The store owner is sitting at the counter and he's preparing to register while his employee is in the back room getting some inventory stuff. When the store owner hears a little girl say something, like, "I'll be right back," or something like that, and the door to the restroom swings open and then closes. So it takes a little bit for the store owner to process this because they're still opening. The store isn't actually open yet. They're preparing the store for open. So it takes him a little bit, but he's like, "Wait a minute, was there a little girl in here?" So he goes and he opens the restroom door. There's nothing in there. His employee comes out and says, "Hey, was there a little girl or something? I heard something in the back room. Like somebody said, I'll be right back." And he's like, "No, I heard the same thing." And so they look in there. Obviously, there's nothing in there. The employee doesn't know what was going on either because he said the store isn't open yet.
Right.
Well, they kind of let it go, but after doing some research into the area where the store is now, what it used to be was a well. It used to be a very small, old well for the town. It was one of their watering holes, but it was big enough for, say, a little girl to fall into. And lo and behold, they research it and find a little girl did fall into that well. Small child was lost in there, and no one ever figured out why she fell in there because she wasn't prone to wandering off alone. So they think that somebody pushed her into that well. But they don't know. And that's one of the stories in there is like there's a little girl like that runs around the store. So on that ghost tour, they say like, well, if you take pictures in there, I've never seen it myself, but like some people will say like when they're walking by themselves and they'll take pictures of that store because it's a historic area, they will see like a little girl or something like that, like in the refraction or the refracted light of the mirrors and glass in there.
Interesting.
But I saw that. I remember that. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was creepy. But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I'm going to hand it over to you. Do you have some stuff that you want to share?
I don't really. I have one thing I was gonna share, but
Okay.
did you want to go over the Marcello Bacci stuff?
I was going to. We're going over an hour here. I know we can, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a little bit of a break. If you want to go ahead and go through it, and then I'll close it off with Marcello Bacci, just because it's a couple of videos of the documentary about him.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna share this real quick.
Okay.
Share screen. Of course, it's not gonna pull it up. Why would it? There we go. All right, so this is 3,500-year-old Babylonian tablet. May contain earliest known depiction of a ghost.
Oh.
So I'll just read this article real quick.
Sure.
A tablet made in ancient Babylon around 1500 BCE, made by the earliest known depiction. Oh, maybe the earliest known depiction of a ghost. A top scholar of ancient Middle Eastern inscriptions argues in a new book. The clay tablet is part of a guide to exorcising ghosts held in the collections of the British Museum, reports Dela Alberge of The Observer. Irving Finkel, a curator in the London, that's an interesting name, a curator in the London Museum's Middle Eastern department and the author of the forthcoming book, The First Ghost, Most Ancient of Legacies, says the image on the tablet is only visible when viewed from above under a light. The museum acquired the artifact in the 19th century, but it has never been exhibited. You probably never give it a second thought because the area where the drawings are looks like it's got no writing, Finkel tells The Observer. But when you examine it and hold it under a lamp, those figures leap out at you across time in the most startling way. The tablet is small enough to fit in a person's hand. As Patrick Pester reports for Live Science, at least half of it is missing, but the object still holds carefully detailed instructions on getting rid of pesky ghosts. The directions call for the exorcist to make figurines of a man and a woman, prepare 2 vessels of beer, and at sunrise, speak ritual words calling on the Mesopotamian god Shamash, who was responsible for bringing ghosts to the underworld. Finkel says the idea was to transfer a drunk ghost into one of the figurines. I'm just kidding. I added drunk.
Wasted ghost.
Wasted. All right. The text final line urges readers not to look behind you. This warning is probably intended as an instruction aimed at the figurines entering the underworld, but it's possible it's directed at the exorcist. According to Finkel, the drawing was mostly likely made by a master craftsperson who was highly skilled in drawing in clay. The tablet may have been held in an exorcist library or temple. I think that's all I'm going to read, though. It's but yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. So it's just outlined in white. Is that what that is?
So they outlined it in white here. They highlighted it to show you where the figure's at. You can barely see them on that left image.
Mm-hmm. And on the right, that seems to be like a regular person, maybe? Or is that also supposed to be a ghost?
Honestly, I'm not sure which one's which.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the priest is on the right, the ghost is behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were told not to look behind them. But I don't know. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. That's funny. Like the first depiction of it is instructions on how to get rid of these things.
Right, these pesky things. Are you annoyed by ghosts? They're everywhere. People are swatting at them like flies. But no, I just thought that was interesting, so I thought I'd share that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, are you sure you don't want to go over the Marco Baccelli thing real quick?
Yeah, I'll do that. I just want to take a little bit of a break while you went through yours. But
okay.
Yeah, I'll head over and present that. Okay, so just a little bit of an explanation of who Marcello Bacci is. He is he's no longer with us. believe he died about 10 years ago, something like that.
Now he's a ghost.
Now he's a ghost, and now he's on the other side. Actually, I saw a video of somebody trying to communicate with him the same way that he communicated with ghosts. But basically, the story is that he is a man from Italy, and yeah, we're on YouTube, so we got a full screen now. All right, and he's able to use, I guess, is it called a transistor radio? Basically,
Yeah.
big machine radio with that uses tubes and glass tubes and stuff. He's able to channel spirits. So he doesn't consider himself a medium necessarily, but that is technically what he's doing. He's using ITC or oh god, what's that stand for again? It's telecommunication. I know is the last two, but I don't remember the first one. Anyway,
sure.
Yeah, basically, it's just a radio to the dead. So we're gonna watch this. It's a 1 minute video, and then I've got a 4 minute video of him that we'll take a look at. But this is just kind of set up what he does with communicating with the dead. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
We would like to ask the question of the appearance of your space.
I can't really answer that.
Can you tell something about Skull?
Did I appear to be aware of what you're doing in direct contact with them?
Thank you. Will the work progress?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Seem to be advanced being.
Come on, who's this? Come on, I'm here. Time stream. Time stream. Oh, so.
Oh, mamma, l'ha visto, ma che
So those are the skull experiments.
Those are the skull experiments.
Premium wireless.
Oh my god, it's dead.
$15 a month.
Hey, we were not supposed to be talking about comics. Go away, Deadpool.
We'll do that later. All right. So yeah, I'm going to close this off too. So basically, yeah, he gets into this this radio thing, and he starts like adjusting dials and stuff, and they're the voices from deceased people on the other side in this other area are able to communicate with us on this side. Now, I only heard of him because of Belief Hole, and I barely heard of this maybe like 3 years ago or something like that when we started listening to it. But I had no idea why anyone wasn't talking about Marcello Bacci and how clear. I know it doesn't sound very clear, but when you consider like spirit boxes, when you consider other white noise voices and stuff, this is crystal clear compared to all of that stuff.
Also, some of that was a different language, right? So it wasn't all English, because I think he was Italian. He was Italian.
He's Italian, yeah.
And so people would come from all over the world, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, but some people come from all over the world in hopes to speak to someone that crossed over. And so that's what the skull experiments were. People would come over and they would sit there and listen. Sometimes nothing would happen at all, and they would sit there for hours. But sometimes they would get voices.
Oh, Adam's saying something. That is absolutely insane. It is insane, Adam.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like the clarity, like and even the frequency. Honestly, I don't know. Like you said, like sometimes nothing would happen, but I mean, you're able to get this. You're able to get quite a few videos of things happening, and that doesn't happen with like ghost hunters. For the most part, you know, it takes them forever to get anything going on video. Did he have a schematic on how to make this machine? Well, that's the thing. It wasn't the machine. It was him. So this video that I'm going to play now, actually, I should have put a link to it in the, I'll put it in the comments so that way you guys can watch it. But basically, he's got somebody on this video that's talking about how he removed parts tubes that make the radio work. Like there's nothing very special about the radio. It's just like a regular transistor radio or whatever. This technician removed the tubes. He removed one tube. It shouldn't have worked without that tube, but he was still getting the voices coming through. He removed the second tube and he said, if it works without the second tube, I'll eat the third tube, right? So he removes the second tube, it still works. And so, of course, he doesn't eat the third tube. It's made out of glass, and he's still alive. So we know he didn't eat it. But no, like, so.
We know he's a liar. Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't trust him. No, but like, yeah, so it doesn't seem to be anything about the machine itself. It's a combination of any kind of machine made, or I mean, not any kind of machine, but like it's very specific to, I think, Marcello Bacci and his ability to use radio to communicate with the other side. Now, I never saw like how it started. I'd be kind of curious to maybe research this guy a little bit more, because that's, to me, it's fascinating that he could do something like this. And like you said, it's not just English, it's not just Italian, it's German, it's French, it's all kinds of languages, all different types of voices. And for me, like the eeriest thing, the most haunting thing is the sound of the voice that comes through. It's so warbly and it's so unearthly. It weirds me the heck out, man. But it's very interesting to me. I did also kind of want to talk about this part, though, is I had not heard this part of the his sessions or whatever you want to call it. But apports or aports, I had no idea that they were actually bringing things out of the ether and dropping them into the area where they're working.
Queste sono fotografie di ragazzi defunti che si presentano con le loro voci e che talvolta inviano perfino oggetti, i cosiddetti...
Hold on a second. Put it on theater mode.
Oh,
no, we'll get a better screen.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Sì, però non gli ha detto una cosa importante, che il figliolo è morto in mare,
sì.
Capito? Non l'hanno più ritrovato, però lui manda tutta roba marina, stelle marine, conchiglie, cose, tutto dal mare.
Prima mandava dei pezzi di corallo fantastici, grossi.
Questo è suo figlio, che
mio figlio
purtroppo è mancato.
Sì.
Sì, senti.
Ora vede, per esempio, una sera, guarda da ridere, pensa no, è da piangere, c'era anche mia moglie, ci mandarono 2 pezzettini di corallo, uno rosso e uno bianco, e dissero quello bianco è per babbo, quello rosso è per mamma. E infatti io l'ho preso e l'ho appiccicato qua giù.
Ecco, questi qui sono un po' di apporti, tanto per darsi un'idea, vedi? Queste sono tutta roba che ha mandato Alessandro, sono tutta roba di mare, vedi? Ma questi, vedi, sono tutti apporti, coltellini, vedi, cose, questi le manda Maurizio, il marito di Cosa, era fissato per i coltellini, no? Lui mandava sempre questi qui. Questi invece li manda Teresa, è quella di Torino. Lei fa quasi tutta questa roba qui, queste sferine qui.
Sono tutte dei messaggi, delle prove per dire sono di qua.
Sì.
È quello che
si dice.
No, il bello sarebbe se venisse giù.
Pure in questo momento
io sentivo il caldo, poi la accesa.
Se
venisse giù qualcuno, ora, sarebbe via succede. Per te sarebbe proprio l'ideale.
Signor Bacci, secondo lei come è spiegabile un apporto?
Come può spiegarvi un apporto io? Come gli si spiega? Un qualche cosa che casca, che c'è.
Che viene tolto da una parte che viene tolto
sì, che viene da una parte e da un'altra, però lo spirito, no, quando gli si è domandato, ma se te questa cosa non la trovi da un'altra parte, lui la può costruire. Sì, lui può tutto. Se lui ha bisogno di fare un regalo a qualcuno la può costruire, però se vuole qualche cosa che è un apporto, lui normalmente le prende da un'altra parte. Non so se mi spiego, come ha preso la rosa a lui e gliel'ha portata qua. Vieni.
Sì, è arrivato. Venite qua.
So che roba è? Sì.
Posso? Com'è? La prendo?
Prendi. Che roba è?
Sembrerebbe un petalo di che cosa? Di rosa, no? O di una viola, non lo saprei. ci sono delle serie che ne cascano un primo, ma deve vedere quanta la gente vede dentro. Quello che urla da una parte,
che
quello
urlano,
da...
che gli ci casca la roba addosso, ti viene. Tanta roba cascherà anche stasera. Facciamolo vedere a chi se ne intende.
Non so se è vero, no, forse è vero, non è.
Profumatissimo. Profumato? Sì.
La rosa non è non è rosa, la fonzoncina, vedi? Sì, sì, non è rosa.
Ah, ne ha uno anche là sulla spalla. C'è... Bacci, una sulla spalla.
Da un po'.
Da un po'.
Sì. Dove? Dici?
Guarda.
Cosa è successo?
No, era lì sulla spalla, se ne era nemmeno accorto.
Profumato?
Sì, ma questo è proprio un fiore. Un petalo di un fiore, una rosa, non so, non è che
But yeah, I didn't know that part was happening too. Like these things were manifest. And for anyone who doesn't know what an apport is, it's just like he was saying, it's something that kind of manifests out of nowhere during like a seance or some kind of religious ceremony.
That's cool. I heard the story just recently. I was listening to old episodes of Tony Merkel's podcast, Confessionals.
Yeah.
And he had this guy on there, and he was talking about this story where he was friends with this older lady when he was in college. And this older lady's like niece, I think, invited him to go out with her because they were going to go celebrate the old lady's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So he was planning on going. So when they go to pick him up, all of a sudden he just feels like this heaviness, like something enters him and controls his body. And so he goes over to the door, and he's kind of like watching this from inside. And he opens the door and tells the lady, like, I'm not going to go. I can't go. They're like, you said, just earlier that you were going to go. And he's like, I'm not going. And he shuts the door on them, and he goes to his room, tired, and falls asleep. And when he wakes up, there's this rose on his like little counter there. And so he just has this feeling like it's for the old lady. So he takes it, gets on his bike, and goes over to the old woman's house. And he's like, hey, sorry I couldn't make it. Like, I'm not he tells her what happened, and he's like, and I think this rose is for you. And she's like, yes, it is for me. And she tells him that ever since her husband died, whenever she feels down or depressed or there's something going on, that rose will manifest out of nowhere. And it's like it's meant to be like a memory, or let her know that he still loves her. He's still there.
Wow.
And so that was the first time I'd ever heard like of an apport happening like that.
Yeah. Well, creepy stuff. But anyway, yeah. Ghost, right?
Right.
Crazy, right?
So we know they knock people out. They're terrible nannies.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes they give you stuff.
Sometimes they give you stuff, whether they steal it or they make it.
Steal it, make it, whatever. It's all the same to them. But yeah, so I think that's it. That's everything I wanted to show and talk about. Thanks everybody for joining us. Have any closing thoughts on ghosts? Are they cool? Not cool? Probably not cool.
Probably not cool. Probably a little weird. I don't know. I've had my experience with one, and that was good enough.
That's good enough for you. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down there. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks Adam for commenting, joining in on this. Adam says they are stupid. I will not argue with you, sir. That's a good point.
But strong.
Stupid but strong. Yeah. So you got to be careful around them. Don't antagonize them if you can avoid it. But anyway, all right. So that's the show, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Happy Halloween.
Have a happy Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Adios.